align ourselves with God and His kingdom and deal with the areas of thinking that have been holding us back. It's like this issue has got a nail through our shoe, and this is what our walk with the Lord looks like. We're just trying to make progress, and we keep going around the same thing again and again and again, and we're not getting down and making progress towards His presence, His kingdom, and being used by Him. Have I got you like, okay, tell me the secret, brother? Okay, I'm going to do that. One of the issues just to give you an example, one of the issues I've dealt with for many, many years was what we call an orphan mindset. Feeling like I was never good enough. I used to go into church and gosh, all these people have got it all together. They've all had a perfect week, and here I am. I'm just, God's stepchild coming in. And those things, you need to understand, you've got to deal with some of these ways of thinking. And one of the things about mindsets, most of what you're dealing with in your mindset is rooted in lies. It's a lie. When I used to think, I'm just a loser and God's probably angry at me, I was getting all worked up about something that wasn't true. I was dealing with some things. There's so many things I'd like to tell you about our time in Scotland, and I'm going to try to do that right at the end a little bit. But I might have shared this last year. I can't remember. But I dealt with a lady, because in Scotland, people with orphan mindset thinking, it's rampant. Performance mentality, I'm never good enough. God's upset with me, and He's about ready to thump me, and people don't love me, and I'm rejected. Anybody here you've ever dealt with rejection? I was going to write a book about rejection, but I was afraid nobody would read it. But rejection, you want to know what an orphan mindset does? A pattern of thinking in dealing with rejection. So somebody comes and say, Tom comes, I come to church, and he just has a bad day, and he looks at me cross-eyed, and he is not thinking a thing about me, but I perceive that he's rejected me. And I go, Tom rejected me. Oh, he's thinking something about me. Oh, he thinks I'm horrible. And I get all bent out of shape over something that's not even real. Okay? Or if someone actually does reject you. Anybody here, you've actually experienced real rejection? Yeah, I have too. But if we have an orphan mindset, what happens is the rejection is on the level of about a 4 and 5, but because we have an orphan mindset, we perceive it as a 9 and a 10. And it's so much worse than it actually is. But because we have an issue of orphan spirit mindset thinking, we get into this rut of everything that happens is rejection. Everything that has happened is people are against me. I wouldn't have paranoia if it wasn't for the fact that all these people are out to get me. And so most of what we deal with in our own issue is based on lies. And then when the enemy gets in, he completely lies to you. He completely comes, he's the father of lies, and if he can get you to believe his lie around your issue, he's got you right where he wants you. I'm going to give you an example of how God began to speak to me about this, especially in the idea of orphan mindset thinking. It's continually coming and saying you're never going to change. You're never going to gain the victory in this. You just keep falling. You just keep going back to the same old ways. I want to help you today find that you can actually begin to gain victory in whatever issue you have, no matter how hard it is, no matter how impossible it seems. This is just and then I ran across a verse. Love this verse. In 1 Timothy 1:18, and when I saw this verse, all the lights came on. It says this, 1 Timothy 1:18, this charge I commit to you, son Timothy, according to the prophecies previously made concerning you, that by them you wage a good warfare. Now the word prophecies there, the actual Greek word means prophesy, scriptural, or other. In other words, it's prophetic words you received, yes, but it's also just the Bible. And we can begin to gain some victory in these areas. We can begin to deal with some situations. So what we're talking about is we need to begin to speak to our issue. We need to begin to